Hi there, thank you for joining me. Welcome to Bead with me. I am the bead lady over here at Stars Beads, and we are running a little bit late again today. I'm really sorry. Had some technical difficulties dealing with my sound issues, I guess, from yesterday, so I wasn't sure what was really going on, but I've been testing it out a little bit here today, and I think that we are a go. So we're gonna give it a shot. So hopefully you guys can hear me. It looked like you guys could see me. So yesterday we had talked about jump rings, and I'm not sure that you could hear anything that I had to say. So I thought today I'm going to do another little project. Hey there, Dina. Do another little project to kind of go over jump rings really quick again. I thought all the things that we go over here this week here from yesterday's, we're doing a lot of different basic techniques and put them all together maybe in a project on Friday. So I decided that we were playing with rings, so we did the crisscross bracelet not that long ago, and we were using 5mm jump rings. Jump rings are awesome, okay? You can use them in a lot of different ways. And so, let's see, yesterday's project, so to kind of refresh the memory here, we did these awesome pair of earrings. Okay, super sweet. Have those shown in a couple different color sets. And then we did some of these, this pair here, okay, using that nice big ring. So I'm gonna kind of do the same idea, okay, but in something a little bit smaller. So for you that don't like all the big and the loud, maybe like I do, as you can see, I like big and bold. But today I'm gonna go over itty bitty. So also rings, but in a glass form. Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you guys what are called demis and O's. Okay, or I'm sorry, they call them zeros. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around really quick here, and you'll see on my tray here, these are zeros. Okay, you can see the colors I love working in is the purple and the teal. Okay, these are about a 3.8mm by 1mm. So although they're zoomed in really big here, they're actually fairly tiny. So here's my finger to kind of give you an idea of sizing. Okay, and then the other thing is something called demis. Okay, I love demis. Okay, you can kind of see the sizing difference here. Okay, and the demis are a size 8. Okay, and a size 8 is about a 3mm size. Okay, so those are kind of the things I'm going to be using today. I'm also going to be using a ring. So I am going to show you opening and closing a jump ring. We're going to make this sweet little earring right here. Okay, of course you can link these all together also. Make some different patterns here. Okay, so here's what we're going to be making. Got some jump rings and so need some of the demis and going all teal. Of course you can mix colors too. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. Okay, so you can see the jump ring right now is opened. Okay, when they're flat and rounded, we want to, you'll see this is kind of almost closed, okay, versus open. Okay, so when we open and close a jump ring, using big ones is really good. So you can see here. Okay, so we are going to, you can see that? Is that focusing? There we go. Okay, so we're going to hold it onto the one side here, and then we always want to be working as close as we can to our plier here, or to our opening. Okay, and then we're gonna pull from front to back. Okay, not going this way. Hey, Christine. Okay, so you see the pliers that I'm using here are going to be a very narrow tip chain nose. Okay, I really like this tool. If you're a chain mailer, this is kind of the basics of chainmail. Okay, and then I'm also using a chain nose plier here. Okay, and then you can also use a bent nose plier. Okay, and I used that in yesterday's video here. Okay, so that's opening, and then closing it. You want to do the same thing, and always when you're working with wire, you kind of need to be working as close as you can to where you're working. Okay, so, and jump rings, okay, you want to get them lined up as close as you can. If there's an opening, that means there's a weakness. Okay, your string can fall out, your bead can fall off, okay, especially in the project that we're doing, okay? So what I really like to use is something called a jump lock. I'm using kind of a basic jump ring right now, but jump locks are a heavy duty gauge, okay, so that's the thickness, and super flush, okay, so when they are closed, it's almost like they're soldered closed. Okay, so I'm gonna take our project here. So, I love these colors, and then I'm doing a little bit longer session here today. I'm doing this little jump ring kind of since yesterday's audio was a bit off. So I've been having a lot of fun video chatting with you guys, kind of getting a glimpse into your world, your homes, your beading stations that I get to hear you guys talk about. That's been certainly fun. Meeting the kids, meeting the cats, and the animals we take care of. So I hope everybody is staying safe. I know that it's kind of a scary time out there right now. But we're still hanging in there. We want to hang out with you guys. So we figured this is a great way. So feel free, you know, always send us a message anytime. I really like to hear from you guys. At least you guys can still go out and get groceries. Alright, so you can see my pattern. I just kind of started with a gold. What we're using today is a size 8 demi. Okay, with some zeros. Okay, they were a 3.8 millimeter by 1 millimeter. Okay, so I've got my whole pattern on there now. Okay, take my chain nose here, and we're gonna close this little baby off. Okay, and now you'll see sometimes they don't match up. Okay, I have that space there. We don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna open it again, and as I'm closing, I'm kind of pushing inward. Okay. And sometimes it's one of those things that you gotta go past the point you want so that when it bounces back where you want it to. I'm having a hard time seeing it past my gear and setup here. But in this case, this is one of the reasons I like to use jump blocks, okay? We carry those in plated, sterling, is that they are flush, okay? Kind of seeing that. Seems off. Let me get a better angle maybe. There we go. I hear it rubbing against each other. Okay, and what I'm gonna do when I line that up, can use my fingers a little bit. Always some of the best tools are your own hands, right? That's why we are creating. Okay, it's important to be doing that since we gotta bide a lot of time. So I enjoy having you guys here with me. All right, so here's a sweet little ring. Okay, we could, I guess, do it all the way around and then connect a bunch of rings. In this case, I am just doing quick and easy little earrings. So now most earrings, okay, this one doesn't quite have the same loop, but the one that I had shown yesterday, you know, has that same type of loop just like a jump ring, okay? So you would open and close this the same way. So hold this as close to the opening, so I'm holding this bead so I'm not bending everything else. So if I'm holding out here, okay, and then I start trying to do this, where is it bending? Right at my finger, okay? So we want the leverage right here, okay, and going from front to back, okay, not out, okay? So take this back here, but in this case this is a different type of ear wire, very popular one, okay, and I'm gonna slide that right in and I'm gonna close it. Boom. Okay, so now I got a little pair of earrings. Super sweet. Okay, now I'm gonna do some more demis, but this time I was kind of doing a week of kind of wire. Okay, so we started with a jump ring, okay, kind of the introduction of manipulating it. Next I was going to introduce a wire loop and doing a little memory wire bracelet. So again, I was going to use some of these demis this time. Okay. And let's see, we're going to use some memory wire, and today I'm going to use some jewelry tube. Okay, jewelry tube is hollow. Okay, so you can see kind of there's a hole in there, so you could put in flex wire, and in this case I'm going to put memory wire in it. Okay, because bangles are in, you know, making stacks are very, very in. If you check our feed, we're always doing a What's on Your Wrist Wednesday. So we would love for you to share with us. Okay, get connected. What are you working on? So today is a Work It Wednesday and What's on Your Wrist. So please comment and let us know what you're wearing today. I am planning on getting on Zoom. I've been kind of doing some research on being able to host a Zoom meeting, and so that maybe we could all join each other in our beading rooms, okay, and hang out and do some beading, and we can see what everybody's working on. Okay, so memory wire, okay, it is that stuff that kind of coils up, okay, and then it springs back together kind of like a slinky, okay. So obviously it's a very, very tough wire. It comes in gold, comes in silver. In fact, it comes in a couple different sizes in the bracelets. Also comes in necklace size as well. Okay, ring size, so people making wine charms. This technique is going to be good for a lot of things. We're going to make a sweet memory wire and zero bracelet. I am going to take a piece here, and I'm going to measure. I just want to make a single one, so you'll see it gets a little all crazy, so I'm just going to look at one loop around, and I'm going to guesstimate because I need to have a little extra, so I'm going to do around a loop and a half here. And make sure, this is really important, is you're using memory wire cutters. Okay, these are heavier duty. It cuts that wire without damaging your pliers. Okay, you will be going for a new set of pliers if you use something else, okay? Because memory wire is super, super stiff, okay? So I'm going to cut that so you can see we have this much here. Now, cool thing about jewelry tubing, okay? Not rocket science here, okay? Right now I'm guesstimating that my, well, I know my wrist is about 6.5. I'm going to grab a ruler here. And I'm kind of picking an arbitrary amount here, but I'm going to say let's do The wrist is about 6.5, so, and I want to have quite a few beads. Yes, dear. So I'm gonna do 2.5 inches. That'll make up 5. That way I have a good band of color. I just want this little centerpiece. Okay, so now I can cut these with kind of regular, and I'm going to do 2 sections of it. Yes, honey? I can't right now. I'm doing a Facebook Live. Okay, so here I have 2 pieces. Okay. And I can't decide what colors to use here. I'm probably going to end up using them all.
Watching this. It'll come back. Need this one in. Here it comes.
It hits the tree.
And the tree falls over.
And then I'm also going to use...
Oh, and there was another part. When that guy was coming down, he said, another one was coming down, he said, hi. That drum says hi.
Oh, I love having a 5-year-old. They want to show you everything, just like we're doing here. Okay, so this jewelry tubing, I'm going to just slide right into here so you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, I'm gonna just put that on first, and then I'm gonna string my beads on this side. Let's see, what kind of color pattern? Should I have a little center bead? What do you think about a little center bead? Does that match my colors or what? Maybe I couldn't have the teal. Maybe these pink ones. Maybe I'm gonna do one with just... I think maybe I want to put a pearl in there. All right. I decided to change my mind here. I can't decide. I think I want something in the center with color pearl here. Anybody have any thoughts here? White. I always go for white. I think I'm going to go for white. Okay, and this is kind of a big hole bead. So one of the nice things when you're using this jewelry tube is it will stop the bead, so it kind of looks like it's floating here. So I'm gonna do so that maybe we can match the earrings a little bit. Oh, I guess I should do gold then, so we can have a little set. Just such a silver person. But I guess I'm going to have silverware, but that's all right. I think I still like silver. Going back to silver. You guys feel like you do this at home. So I know we're trying to get into an all new rhythm. Hopefully that isn't too bad for you guys. I'd like to know what you guys are doing to help help bide the time, because you can't be watching the news over and over. It's like that's gonna kill you just as much as the virus itself, I feel like. Okay, so I'm kinda, maybe I wanna, oop, that's 3. Maybe I want to stack a couple. I really like these. Let's see. So I'm doing a single, but you could certainly wind this around so that it stacks. Oops. Let's see. How does this look? Kind of like that. What do you think if we put the pearl on there now? Is that kind of interesting here? All right, so, and it looks like this is a big whole bead, but you know, it kind of stuck right in there. And the zero bead plugged that hole nice too, so you don't see any of the inside hole. Sometimes those holes are big and then it's going over your beads, which you can also do too. Sometimes the movement is nice. I'll show you a sample after this of where, you know, we're putting charms and stuff on and using this jewelry tube, and it makes it look really nice. Hey Barb, hope you're having a good day today. Okay. You guys can hear me, I hope. Hoping not like yesterday. So I'd love to hear what projects you might want to look into next. This week I'm going to do wire. I think next week I have some projects in mind. It looks like we're going to be stuck in this for Virginia. I guess they said June 10th. It seems crazy. Yeah, it wasn't just you, Barb. Can you hear me now, though? How's that look? It's fun. Okay, so now I'm going to slide that all the way down to the jewelry tube. Oh, thank you. Thank goodness. Thanks, Barb. Alright, so this is kind of what the design is going to look like here. That's cute. Okay, and I'm kind of seeing where my jewelry tube lines up here. Alright, so now we're going to make a loop at the end. Okay? Now for memory wire. Okay, memory wire isn't super easy to bend because obviously you saw how stiff it was. So when we are using our round nose pliers here, you want to make sure that you have an extremely good grip. So don't be surprised if you know, your pliers slip off of there. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this wire here. You'll see I'm using round nose pliers. Okay, and I'm gonna take it on the tip because I really don't want this to be noticeable. Memory wire, there are balls on the end that you can glue. It's not something I am in the practice of. I have not found success with them, so I tend to prefer a loop, adding like a little charm if you want to. Okay, today I'm just going to go over a wire loop, and then we'll also do a wire wrap. Okay, so today we're going to do this this easy wire loop. Let's see if I can get that in focus for you guys. Okay, so you can see I'm at the very end of my wire. Okay, so we don't have extra wire sticking out, and I'm going to grab really tight here, and I'm going to just roll. Okay, so can you guys see that here? So here I'm just rolling. And like I said, you gotta be really, really tough with this. Okay? Then we got ourselves a little loop. Okay? And now I'm gonna push all the beads over to that loop so we don't see much of it. Okay, we just see that little end. And then we're gonna push this here. Okay, so it's not moving anymore. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this wire so we know that it should go around the wrist here and overlaps just a smidgen. And I'm gonna cut. It looks like it's moving because this rubber is a little bit squishy. Okay, so I'm just doing about a quarter inch or so. Okay. And I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to just roll it under. Okay. And then see, we have our little loops here. I'm wondering if I didn't have enough. Okay, I'm going to bend this back a little bit. Okay, and we have ourselves a sweet little bracelet here. Okay, add to your stacks of bracelets. You can add a little charm at the end. Okay, here's one we've done. I can kind of see putting the beads on and then stopping it every so often. Oh, thanks, Jessie. My silver polish looks like it might have been holding, but I keep having to paint them again. Luckily, I had bought the paint to make sure it matched because it was a great metallic color. But here we can see that we use just a little bit of that jewelry cord. Okay, put a bead, a little bit of that jewelry cord, and then you can see here, add a ring. This is a rubber ring. Okay, so this gives the whole bracelet a little bit of movement. Sometimes you could do the same thing with a bead. Okay, so then the whole thing looks so good on. Okay, and this one just adding a charm. Okay, and so from our jump ring class, you can just add a ring onto there. So if you guys have any questions, you can certainly let me know. This is kind of what we made in our project today. And I would add something there at the bottom. Okay, we were playing with these little guys here, so we made some earrings. One of the other things I was playing around with also was, I just really like these demis. Okay, so another little ring project I was thinking about was doing something more along the lines of this. So you can see there what I did. Right, so to get this effect here, okay, maybe I was thinking about making an earring, but that was kind of cute. What do you think? A cute earring? So the way that this is done, okay, I just took a couple of jump rings here. opening and closing that ring here. In this case, I put on two of these 0 beads. We carry them in a lot of different colors. Okay, and then I'm going to close that. And then we take another one of these babies. And then I add another 2 onto this one. Okay, and then this one I'm going to add in between those other 2. So I don't know if you saw that, I'll do it again. And so I'm using these narrow tips. Okay, you'll find that helps opening and closing those plier, the jump rings, and getting into those hard to reach spaces. Okay, so now I have, you guys see that? Okay, so I have a jump ring with 2 of the 0s on there, and another jump ring with the 0s on there. Okay, and so far I've just linked those together. Link another one of these. Yeah, there's so much you can do with rings. I just like them too. Okay, and you'll see here I'm kind of splitting these open because I want to make sure that this is kind of in the center. So the toughest part I think about jump ring is getting it hooked in where you need to. Okay, so gonna keep opening and closing. Maybe I'll do maybe 2 more. So you can string them like this, different ways to use. You know, I'm not generally one that uses a whole bunch of seed beads, but I use them a lot of times differently than in bead embroidery. Okay, so once again we're going to split that. Can we see that? I think that focuses in. And I have something on the mat there. Okay, how's that? Okay, so I'm in between. So you'll see that there's a ring in the center. Okay, and then I have the attachment ring on this side, and then attachment ring on that other side with the 0s in between. Okay.
I feel like I'm getting hungry again.
Are you getting hungry again?
Yep.
Boy, you're a grown boy.
I want to get another piece.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm just going to hold this. So that maybe you guys can see what that looks like. Yeah, it's super cute. I like that. So you can make a little earring, I guess. That's what I was doing with this look here. You can see I attach it to chain, and then I put a big whole pearl, so I was just messing around. And I'd really like to see what you guys are messing around with. So thanks for joining me for our Bead With Me session. I'm going to do another one live tomorrow at 2. go over something. I like to keep you on edge, and so just know we're going to do a project, and you can certainly catch it on the replay. I have started a Stars Beads YouTube channel, so you can catch these again with us. So please, you can get the link right now on our Facebook page. That'll be available on our main web page as well, and was posted on Instagram, so you can click on the link and subscribe. That way then you can keep me in your feed and get our notifications, of course, anytime we go live, and that we post anything on our YouTube channel. That way then it's kind of like a modern day magazine, you know, putting the little ear tab on there, so you can make sure you mark me, and I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Thank you.